I bet that got your heart racing. Now that I have your attention, welcome to the heart. Now let's get into it. What is the heart? The heart is the main organ in both your cardiovascular system and circulatory system that is needed to survive. It constantly pumps blood through the blood vessels and sends oxygen to your cells and other parts in your body. It receives waste products like carbon dioxide from other parts of the body and takes it to the lungs so it can be exhaled out of the body. Fun fact! Did you know that the heart first starts beating around the first 5 or 6 weeks of pregnancy? Now, the main purpose of the heart is to pump blood to and from different parts of the body to transfer oxygen, nutrients, and other waste products to other parts of the body. The blood travels through arteries and veins to and from the heart. The blood is carried away from the heart using arteries, and blood is taken back to the heart using veins. Think of A for away with arteries because arteries starts with the A, so A for away. We are going to be looking at a diagram of the heart, but the first thing you do need to remember when looking at it is that diagrams of the heart are mirrored. This is because when you're looking at somebody lying down, their left and right are different to yours. So if you are a doctor operating on somebody, you've studied their lefts and rights different to yours. That is why heart diagrams are shown like that. The heart is divided into 4 chambers by valves. The chambers are the right atrium, the right ventricle, the left ventricle, and the left atrium. Both atriums are at the top. In this case, there are numbers 1 and 4. Think of A for above to remember that the atriums are at the top and the ventricles are at the bottom. Just remember, when we're looking at the right-hand side of the heart, the diagram will be colored in blue to show that those parts of the heart will be transporting deoxygenated blood. And when we look at the left-hand side of the heart, it will be colored in red to show that that part of the heart is carrying oxygenated blood. However, we'll be looking at this further on into the video, so don't worry. Let's look at the parts of the heart. We have the superior and inferior vena cava. Now, to remember the superior vena cava, think of Superman because he flies in the sky. So the superior vena cava will be at the top. The inferior vena cava will be at the bottom. We have the right atrium, the right ventricle, the aorta, the pulmonary artery, the pulmonary vein, the left atrium, and the left ventricle. And separating the atriums from the ventricles are the valves. Now, the purpose of the valves is so that blood does not flow back into the chambers they were in before. Now let's look at the functions. The inferior vena cava collects and transports blood from the lower parts of the body to the heart. And the superior vena cava collects and transports blood from the upper body parts to the heart, specifically in the right atrium. Now, the right atrium receives blood from both the superior and inferior vena cava and pumps it to the right ventricle. The blood flows through the valves to get to the right ventricle. Now the right ventricle pumps blood to the pulmonary artery so that the blood can be taken to the lungs. And from the pulmonary artery, it carries non-oxygen rich blood from the heart to the lungs. So in this case, the blood will carry waste products like carbon dioxide, and it will take it to the lungs so we can breathe carbon dioxide out of our bodies. Then we have the pulmonary vein. The pulmonary vein transports oxygen-rich blood from the lungs back to the heart. The left atrium receives oxygen-rich blood from the lungs by the pulmonary veins and pumps blood to the left ventricle through the valves. The left ventricle pumps blood from the left atrium to the aorta. Now, what does the aorta do? The aorta is the main artery that transports oxygen-rich blood from the heart to the rest of the body. Now, in the next slides, we're going to be learning which parts of the heart will be transporting oxygenated and deoxygenated blood.
Now let's take a look at the types of blood in the circulatory system. When I say types of blood, I'm not referring to blood groups like type A or type B, but I'm referring to the different forms of blood. There are two different forms of blood. You have oxygenated blood and deoxygenated blood. Can you guess what the difference is? Well, if you said it had something to do with oxygen, you're very much correct. Oxygenated blood is rich in oxygen, meaning it has high levels of oxygen. It usually has a bright red color, and its role is that it delivers oxygen to the body's tissues and organs. Deoxygenated blood is low in oxygen, so it has low oxygen levels. It usually has a dark red color, and its role is that it transports carbon dioxide and waste from the body's tissues. So we've looked at the structures of the circulatory system and their functions, but now let's see how the different parts work together to direct blood flow. Number 1, deoxygenated blood from the body enters the right atrium through the vena cava. Number 2, the blood moves to the right ventricle. Number 3, deoxygenated blood is then pumped to the lungs using the pulmonary artery. Number 4, in the lungs, carbon dioxide is exchanged for oxygen. Number 5, oxygenated blood re-enters the heart from the pulmonary veins to the left atrium. Number 6, the blood moves to the left ventricle. Number 7, the oxygenated blood is then pumped out through the aorta and transported to the rest of the body. The circulatory system is actually pretty cool, and it works hand in hand with a lot of other systems in our body. The circulatory system acts like a highway in our bodies. It delivers oxygen and nutrients and helps remove waste. Without it, our bodies would not be able to function. Now let's look at the different roles that it plays within the different systems. In your respiratory system, it transports oxygen from the lungs and carbon dioxide to the lungs. In the endocrine system, it transports hormones to different organs and tissues. In the nervous system, it delivers oxygen to the brain to keep it functioning properly. In the digestive system, the blood absorbs nutrients and transports it to other organs. In the excretory system, the blood carries waste products from the cells to the kidneys. In the muscular system, it supplies muscles with oxygen and nutrients needed for movement.
Moving on to one of the most common heart diseases, the coronary artery disease, or CAT for short. Coronary artery disease is when the arteries that carry oxygen-rich blood to your muscle get blocked or narrowed. This happens because of a buildup of a fatty substance called a plaque.
Or plaque.
It's kind of like gunk in a pipe. When your heart doesn't get enough oxygen, You might feel chest pains, and this is called angina. In serious cases, the arteries can get totally blocked, causing a heart attack. So, what causes this to happen? A lot of it comes down to our daily habits. Some of these habits are smoking, eating too much junk food, not moving your body enough, long-term stress, drinking too much alcohol, being overweight. These things can damage your arteries and make it easier for the plaque to build up. But here's the good news. You can prevent heart diseases by making healthier choices, such as eating healthy foods, exercising, not smoking, managing stress, cutting down on sugar and salt, and getting enough sleep. Doing these things keep your heart strong and healthy. Lastly, we have provided you with a worksheet which you can use to check your knowledge based on what was taught in the video. You can easily find it in the description box below with the worksheet and the memo. Thank you so much for watching today's video, and remember to love your heart for it to love you back. Thank you.
Thank you for watching, guys. If you enjoyed the video, remember to like and subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one.